第一件事情就是说，今天的 workshop 事实上没有 hang on，不好意思。不过呢，今天我要讨论一下，就是我今天有给大家几个 case， 就应该算是 case study， 因为就是说让大家看一下那个 format， 那个 document， 它那个长什么样子。也就是说，当你们要出去找创投或者是 partner 的时候，那些 document 你要怎么准备？然后那些 document 看起来是什么样子？然后就是给你一个 example， 等一下我们会谈一下。所以今天呢，我们主要就讲说，我3句玻璃本行，我是一个 project manager， 所以我讲了那么多，就是说我虽然说我对各方面都有涉猎，可是我从来没有忘记我是一个 project manager。所以 project manager 我讲就是我跟你谈的，就是说是从一个 project manager 的角度来看每一个在 drug development processes 的每一个工作的范围，然后要怎么样去做。然后这为什么说我喜欢？你会发现说 project manager 如果说做到一个程度，就是说你对每个方向，这个是 project management、project drug development 的每个部分都有涉猎，那你都有一个责任。OK， 所以 this is my disclaimer. Everything is based on my personal working experience. OK， the discussion point。所以我今天要介绍一下，就是说今天的business development 的 opportunities。然后第二个是 roles and responsibility between a business development manager and a project manager. That's different. Okay. How to position yourself in business development arena as a company. I want to talk about that. 第4点，怎么样去？当你准备好，你有一个 molecule， 你需要钱，你要出去跟人家谈，你需要怎么准备 ？How to prepare the business development package？ 然后你的 document type, information security. First of all, you need to make sure your information to be secured before you go to talk to the other people. Okay, make sure you before talk to people, you had to make sure nothing will be stolen.Because that's your life. 最后一点第5点就是 business meeting， 就是你要出去跟人家谈，你要知道说 what are you going to expect when you go to a meeting？ 因为事实上在 business 方面，大家都没有空。像我们平常这样子谈，我们就是有时候聊天聊过时都没有关系。可是你要知道的是说，在 business 方面，你跟人家聊。就说你跟人家约，你好不容易约到一个时间，他要是跟你讲说我只有10分钟，他是真的只有10分钟，所以你要准备10分钟，准备5分钟的讲稿，10分钟让他有5分钟有让他时间跟你讲，绝不要想说啊我可以跟他 stretching 那个时间没有，你要那10分钟用完他就走了，所以你不要说我要花5分钟来讲到重点。太晚了，人家跟他说我对不起，然后他可能就电话就响了，然后他说对不起，我要接这个电话。OK， 你就讲不到那个重点，然后你要再跟他约，很难约。OK， 所以你要知道说你要怎么去 present yourself。再来 time management 一样，就是你要怎么去 manage 那个 time， 然后 effective meeting conduct， 你要怎么去决定说你 meet with the person, you make impression 一样 go to the point, let them know what you are asking for, and present yourself with confidence and being very clear with a very clear objective. You make impression. The people know you know what you are talking about.And that will be interesting to talk to you more. Okay. Follow-up meeting to enter the due diligence at stage. 这个我不太会花太多时间讲，因为这个就是 open another can of worms 那个今天1个小时之内是讲不完的，所以我那个部分我可能就说，大家有兴趣的话，我们可能就是我们下一次我们可以排那个主题。OK。 这是现在的 business development opportunities。所以就是说，这是一个我这个 slide 已经用了3年了，所以就是说大家也觉得不会。如果说你对我来听我讲的话，基本上你不会觉得太陌生。那基本上就是说，在早期，那就是这是我们一般的 drug development， 就是 target confirmation、candidate selection、first in human POC、global submission， 哒。And what the point is， 现在一般的公司，尤其是在大制药厂，他们大部分都不太愿意，他们还是有 R&D， 可是问题是他们不太愿意放很多的 resources 在 early discovery research， 因为那个部分是比较 academic research， 因为 academic research institute 他们都可以做那样的工作，所以基本上现在大家就是说负责，大家强调的是团队合作，打破公司跟学校的界限，然后打破国家的界限，现在就是 global collaborations。所以就是说，谁可以做比 research institute 好，做 discovery research。所以他为什么要花那么多，就花他的钱 set up the resources doing the discovery research。所以现在大公司基本上他们都已经没有那个 discovery research， 没有那么多。所以 instead they in licensing, they are interesting. They make friend. Like J&J, they have I think people maybe some of you may have heard about J&J JLab collaborations. 所以他们有 innovation centers。一个在上海，然后在美国很多地方，还有欧洲。基本上呢，他们基本上就是有一个 group 叫做 Innovation Center。那每个 center 呢，他们负责是去找 collaboration partners with research institute, provide review their how say to establish the relationship。他们可以知道说他们有哪些 molecules ready, and whether we are interested to talk to J&J。That they willing to come to have a W relationship. They have grant funding， 跟政府 funding 是很相似的。它有一个 website， 你可以 go to the website. They will tell you say we have this 5 disease area, therapeutic area. We are interested to have molecule, and you can apply for the grant funding when you are in the preclinical stage, and you can apply for that, and then they will review. And then they will provide a grant funding for you to do a research, just like NIH. Yeah. And then later on, once you get the data, who will get the first dip? J&J. They will say, oh, we really like this one. Would you like to continue to talk about the collaborations? Maybe we would like to bring this one into, we can have co-development, or bring them into the in-licensing, and we are going to develop that molecules. So that's kind of really the process. And then JLab are the same thing. They have a space, state-of-the-art space in the West Coast and the East Coast and Shanghai as well. So you can lease a space with them, like a bench space, they were saying. Like in last year, we went to San Francisco, to Bay Area, to visit one of the JLab area. Basically, they have like a 6 feet bench space with everything set up. And everything in that building you can use. 1 month you pay $800, and you can use that bench space every day. You come in to do your research there. They have an incubator, everything state of art. What they do is they contract with with all the instrument companies. They sign a contract. All the model they have to be 5 years old. No older than 5 years. In 5 years, they have a new model. They took back the instrument. They come back, they put a new one in, new model in. So they always have state of art, and they lease it the space. You can lease off the desk space and the office space by 1 month. How much money, and you can do the research there. It's 2 years lease, and you can. And then 2 years, you need to have data. You have the good information. And you have the relationship with them who got the first dip, J&J. They'll say that 20% of the case, the company there, or you start a company there. And actually, we have a lot of Taiwanese people. Some of the researchers, they start a company there, and there was like 2 years. You need to have something to show, and they will review. You can request, say maybe you want to establish a collaboration relationship, co-development relationship with J&J, and they will review the case. They will say about 20% of people in the J Lab they would be bringing into the J&J organization. So that's kind of really the model for that. So nowadays, the people don't really do the discovery research, too much discovery research. But they still have R&D people. What they do is support the preclinical stage, preclinical development stage, lead up when they close to the development stage, and then bring the clinical stage as well. So depends on what kind of deal you are going to have. You will opt in, and then the development partner, they have an option to opt in and opt out. Again, we're talking about the stage from target confirmation to first time in human to POC. This stage, they consider this stage is high risk investment, period. So they may opt out if you didn't show the good data. And so that's kind of like in the consideration. Co-development. So yesterday we talked about what's the type A funding, type B funding, type C funding. And really is different stages of the funding you are looking for. Now usually the type, it depends, it usually is talking about is how many times you do the fundraising. Okay. Don't necessarily depends on what kind of funding you are looking for. The size of the fund and related to that, and also it depends on you want to get the seed money. Does it mean you find the VC willing to fund your study, but they don't provide any technical support. They just provide money, and usually come with a price tag. They will ask you. Some of them they will say, "Oh, I expect 2 years. I'm going to see something." And 2 years, you had pushed yourself to IP. So there's a lot of companies they got pushed themselves to IP, got pushed to IPO because they don't have money to pay the 2 years milestone payment, and so they had to put themselves into IPO in order to raise more fund. And that's kind of, or you were trying to go to raise from type B funding, the second fund, to pay the first investors. So the more funding you get, you owe more. And you have to pay attention to how much milestone payment you are going to have at what time. Don't be late. So you can, in licensing, and then they will opt in or opt out. Once you opt in, your partner opt in, you become the co-development. And it's a co-development, you pay 50-50. And depends on the deal. Sometimes you have a patent, you can exchange. There's a beginning of the cash flow. You get money first, cash out front. You didn't pay anything, but your partner pay you money, cash out front, because they are going to share your patent. And do you need to, basically co-development involved share the patent. You just need to know that. Whatever you're finding during the co-development period, you share the patent. And then you will go to once. Sometimes you can opt out one more time to find a third-party development party, with co-development or different funding to exchange some different funding. If your previous partner you didn't work out very well, or they don't have expertise you are looking for, you will look for a third partner so you can expand your collaboration more. So the detail I have discussed here in the last year's meeting already, so I'm not going to go forward. I'm not going to go into too much detail because most important is what's after, okay? Or what we are going to do in order to get this. That's today's point. Why we need to do that? 刚刚我们讲 in licensing Series A Type A funding， 那也是一定是 in licensing， 也不见得，因为有时候是 C funding， 因为就是说我们不要 out license 我们的 molecule， 我们就是要 will find a investor or VC to fund our seed money, allow us to finish preclinical study, all the way to phase 1, maybe finish the safety. And then we will finish, or even here in this example, they are even earlier. Because this is very old slide actually. Nowadays, you are not going to get in licensing opportunity in this stage. That's not really possible. You may get an in-license possible the opportunity when you enter the preclinical. So just let you know what's the expectation there. The time is changed. The era has changed. And then, but here I still like these slides because they show me is type A funding, Series B funding, and out licensing C funding, something like that. But now the timetable, everything shipped already. You are not seeing something this early, get in licensing. Nobody will take your molecule in that early time because there are so many molecules available and so many failure. So, so new drug development environment changed. So with high risk, 我刚刚已经讲过了。To de-risk, large pharma, 他们 more interested in established alliance development with start-up biotech company. 那基本上他们很多呢，现在另外还我最近听到了一个他们的 new philosophy 是，他们甚至他们也不要 in licensing， 在那个 phase preclinical stage， 他们喜欢的，他们甚至他们想要把他们的 molecule out licensing， 去给 biotech 可以给 startup company， 有一些 startup company 他们有 technical platform， 所以他们基本上他们要把他的 molecule out license 到，可是他没有 target。所以他们基本上就是说，像我跟一些他那个的一些 committee 的公司的 committee 的 member， 他们负责就是决定说公司的那一些 molecule 的 development 的 strategy。基本上他们跟我说，他基本上他的 if he has decide for him to decide he is going to out license the molecule for the some startup company who has the technology to bring this one forward to finish preclinical, submit IND, finish phase 1, and then show us some data, and then we will buy it back. 所以就是说，这 nowadays is very different. Their philosophy is very different now. So we need to know what we are talking about. So because environment is like that, we need to know if we want to out license something, then the molecule better be really good. 所以 at this moment, if you ask my suggestion is, I don't encourage you to out license your molecule in preclinical stage because it didn't show the value of your molecules. I will suggest you to get a seed funding, whatever money you can scrape it out from investor, from VC, from government funding. You can the same project. You can ask for different funding. You can apply for government funding. You can apply for the VC support. And the point is you need to raise enough money to bring you to finish your phase 1B efficacy. And you want to be very smart. That's why I'm saying pick right indications. Design a good clinical studies to answer the question, to try to see if not only answer is safe, well tolerated, also be able to see some early efficacy. If you can show your early efficacy, now is the time you can sell your molecule if you want to sell it, because there's a value. Because you show, because company only want nowadays there are so many molecules available. They want the molecule has shown the clinical efficacy. And then they know this is a sure thing. I can bring them in for the development, for clinical, and they can invest money in. And you can get more money out front too. So be smart about that, how you are going to spend your money, how you are going to, when to sell. Because a lot of time, if you sell too early, you are not, sometimes even you are not getting enough cash to do something else. And then if you are getting a royalty as a return, your royalty you can only get 1% or 2% because because your molecule haven't shown any value yet. So just know when to sell. It is realistic to expect preclinical state that I have said already. So that pretty much is what the current environment. I want you to know that. So that's why how to package yourself, to present yourself in front of partners is very important. You not only have a molecule, not only have clinical data, how good they look. Okay. Our approach. So here I'm telling you, I just told you, active seed money, and co-develop opportunity. And the other thing is, I think at Taiwan really have opportunity to, at this moment, how to position ourselves, how we want to do, how to compete with people. And I think with our experience in discovery research and with all the technologies available, we're pretty much up to date with all the technology. So I rather to sell or license your molecule, but rather to build out your ability to do the development in phase 1 to phase 2 POC. So if you want to do, I would suggest you trying to find a co-development partner because you can learn as you go. And of course, when you have more than 1 molecules, or 2 or 3 or 4, at that time you can choose which one you want to out-license because you cannot develop everything. When you have more molecules, it's a time to talk about which one I want to out-license out, which one I want to keep it, continue to develop, and just continue to find a partner to continue to develop it. And that's something we need to, I think in Taiwan, we have ability, but we just don't have knowledge. But we have ability to package everything all the way to phase 1. I have no doubt about that. But how can we present ourselves to attract people to collaborate with us? Design a smart, again, how to attract people. Learn how to design a really good clinical development strategy and design a study so they can provide us a very early readout for safety, tolerability, and efficacy. So we can raise our molecule value very quickly and attract. We stand in a better opportunity to attract people to co-develop with us. Okay. So roles and responsibility between a project manager and a project, I would say business development professional, because they don't always call the BD manager or something. So whatever they called, project manager is very different, has very different role from the BD professional. So what's the difference? Is initiation of BD business development is initiated by BD professional. They have to search, have identified potential BD conference, VCs, incubators, the money source. They know how to do. And then they will identify target partners and conference we are going to, and determine the BD conference to attend and the potential partner to contact for the meeting. And then project manager come in to team up with the BD professional, contact target partners, identify the target partners and the conference for appointment, register, logistics. And then we managing, contact the person, make sure we track when we talk to this person. Have we heard after 1 week later, have we heard response from them? If not, follow up. Follow up. That's something often you will find. So you had to build a really thick skin, 皮要厚。当你没有听到他们的回应的时候，继续打电话，继续 email， 就是刚才讲，就是很有礼貌的说，我1个礼拜前我给你送一个 email request， 或者给你打个电话，就说我希望我们可以在这边，就是可以在这边碰面，我们这样有个1个月之后有个会议，希望你可以在那边碰面。然后 就说不知道可以我们安排一个15分钟的会议，我们喝个咖啡，15分钟的会议，要求15分钟就可以了。然后就是不停的 follow on， 一直到他跟你有回应为止 ，OK 。然后 set up the leading the team for 你，然后同时呢，跟公司的 team 开始准备 BD 的 package 跟 meeting preparation。你一旦你有那个15分钟，怎么用那15分钟 ？OK， 那个很重要。Set up web-based digital room for information sharing。所以就是说，当你去跟他那个15分钟谈，你可能就是说，你可能就在那边喝个咖啡，那你要准备说，我有个5分钟的讲稿，我要讲什么，怎么介绍，或是我甚至只有2分钟。我会实际上我会是用2分钟讲稿，就赶快介绍说我是谁，那我们公司有什么什么什么。因为然后我还有一个公司 brochure， 所以我们公司的产品是什么什么什么。然后另外一个我那个 product brochure， 因为我如果是要 sell 那个 product 那个 molecule， 那 one page 那个一个 one page 的 brochure， 那个 product 它的特性是什么东西，我那个东西就放在口袋。看他有多少时间，在那个另外一个next phone call coming 之前，那个2分钟可以把那个讲完，就是把自我介绍，然后他就说 Tell me more. Okay, here's my company. I said, Do you have company information? Here's my company brochure. We have this capacity, this, and that. How many molecules we have, and especially this molecule. I want to talk to you about that. 然后他说，what's the indication? What kind of target? Very quickly, 2 minutes introductions. I say, sounds interesting. Do you have anything I can bring to go? Here's one page. Okay. 然后15分钟结束，他说 ，Okay, let me take a look, and I look very interesting, and I will talk to my CEO or my CSO, and I will give you a call. I say, good. Here's my contact information. OK， 所以就15分，然后就说你有没有 business？ 他刚开始，然后 of course say hello. Make sure you got his business card. 然后回来以后，那天晚上 ，OK， 马上就打电话，就是马上就 send an email say, I thank you for your time to meet with me. Here's what we talk about. You say you are going to pass this information to your CSO to review the information. If that's okay, I'm going to follow up with you if you have any question for us next week, if that's okay. And no, I won't even ask if that's okay. I say, I will follow up with you. And thank you very much for your time. Okay. 所以就是说 ，project manager 他会这样做。这是目前就是我们要做的部分。等一下我会给你们一些，就是我是希望说，等一下我们会有一个 exercise about that。OK， manage the BT meeting， 然后 track all the post meeting correspondence。所以我有一个 table， 那等一下你们应该都有一个 hangout， 等一下我们会讲到那个，就说我跟一些 template 怎么 track 那个 information。Project manager tracking is project manager's responsibility。Meeting is business development person the responsibility. Okay, 他们会 lead team, business for BD strategy, company production, the product positioning, 然后 facilitate meeting discussions, lead follow-up meeting. Project manager 做什么 ？Assembling the information, track all information, take a record, take meeting minutes. In the meeting, you manage the time, when to come in.When to go out, and what you have talked about that. Record everything. What kind of question they ask. Record that. Come back, make a record about that. Record everything, and then follow up. Make a note. Say next time I need to follow up. What day I need to follow up. Okay, and assembly into the also later on if we have go to the stage of the.And then they will BD person, they will lead the follow-up meeting. They will do all the talking. Project manager, we don't do the talking. We will do recording everything. make sure everything in place. And if we go to a due diligence, there will be the due diligence, there will be only 1 point person. Just if you set up the meeting and say, oh, we have follow-on meeting, follow-up, we are going to talk to each other. Make sure the person, BD person will be their email will be given. Say, please contact please contact me. The person, BD person will say, please contact me. And he will be the only person, 1 point. They are not going to contact. Don't create 2 points because they were confused and information missed in the vacuum. Due diligence in project manager will lead team to do the due diligence review. Make sure who is going to review it and who need to provide the input. If you need to prepare the due diligence package, the same thing, project manager will lead that effort. Make sure all due diligence package to be prepared in very perfect shape. The term paper, the BD people that were responsible negotiating the term sheets, negotiation, price tag, determine how much money we are going to get, negotiate that, and the single business contact for the BD partner alliance meeting team. Once if you assign the term paper, you decided you are going to be in license, out license, or you are going to have co-development, the BD person will be the sole contact. Again, 1 person contact. But for project manager is tracking everything, or a single operation contact to managing the facilitate the BD partner alliance management team. 因为如果说你有一个 alliance management team， 事实上是 members coming from 2 companies， 然后谁负责 coordinate facilitate 那个 team project manager， OK， 然后同时呢，他也要负责就跟对 senior management， 因为 senior management 也有 alliance management team， 因为任何 decision agree whether you can start a phase 1 study because you share the cost, especially for co-development. You share the cost is 50-50. So your total is 12 million. It means they pay 6 million, you pay 6 million. So you need to make sure both senior management agree, say this 6 million is going to go out of pocket. And then if one want to run this study, the other one don't want to run this study, and they didn't agree, you cannot sign. You cannot agree. You cannot initiate the study. So that had to be, and then the senior management steering committee, they have to agree. Everything, if decision making, steering committee, operation, alliance management team, technical operation team. Okay. 所以 general 的 BD process 我去年已经跟大家讲，从开始pattern make sure freedom to operate， 你们有那个你有那个 pattern， 或是你的 target， 你要是你不是 first in class， 你还是有那个 freedom to operate 那个 target， 你有得到 permission to do so， the patent holder's permission。你的 network， 你开始 network meeting conference， 然后你 confidential information， 你就是那里的是你的15分钟在这个地方，然后他就说 tell me more。 Okay, I talked to my CSO, they are really interested in your molecule. We would like to set up a meeting to talk to you more. And then you say, okay, great. We are looking forward to talk to you more. Should we sign the CDA first before we're going forward? And do you have a template? If you don't, we have one. Let's sign a 2-way CDA. And then say, let me send out a template to you. And then please review and tell me if there's anything need to be changed. Sign a CDA first, and before you go for the confidential information review meeting. At the same time, in parallel, set up the date, but make sure your CDA signed first. One thing I want to tell you is, and then I can talk to you about that a little bit later. And then the same thing, the due diligence process is the same thing. So here's the project management involvement. We involve in the networking meeting. We involve in confidential information review meeting. We involve with due diligence process. We involve, and internship was our business development. The next step of internship, we are not involved in that. That would be senior management and business development professional. They do that. And then we go to, once we sign the contract, we sign the term sheet, and we will go to, and we will start the, call it alliance management team. Now start to execute the contract. We will be the people coming to pull the team together, initiate the team. And there's alliance team assembling and management. There's a whole process. And alliance team assembling process also, this one will be facilitated by project manager. Okay. 等一下, can position yourself. What is it? 我想说，先回来很快跟大家讲一下。我觉得台湾这几年我跟大家讨论的结果就是说，你 networking meeting 到 confidential information， 我们谈到 sign CDA， 我想这点是一个很重要的我要跟大家谈的部分。我也是有点惊讶，说当他在去找 partner 的时候，然后很多 partner 他就说我们可以 sign CDA， 可是 CDA 我只跟你 sign 2年。那甚至有些人他说我只跟你 sign 1年。如果他是这样子的话，如果要求是这样子的话，你不要说哦好1年我赶快 sign， 我们就开始谈。你有权利去 push back， 就说你要很勇敢的 push back， 因为这是很正常的 business negotiation。Nobody will sign the seat in the process of collaboration. Because you have to see this process, how long? 12 to 18 months. 6 to 18 months. If it's a small collaboration, 6 months. If a big collaboration, it could be 18 months to finish the deal. You need to have enough time, CDA coverage. Make sure they are not going to take your information as their own and talk to the other people. So you will never sign a 2-year CDA. If they told you, say, oh, we usually sign with 2 years with people, turn and say, sorry, our institution, our company, we have the rule. Our CDA minimum 5 years. But our standard is 8 years. And we have some of the case we have signed 10 years. So if they send you a template for the CDA, don't take it as it is. Make sure you have a really good corporate lawyer. Not the other practice, not a patent lawyer. You need to have patent lawyer, yes, for your IP. You need to have a business lawyer. We call it corporate lawyer. The corporate lawyer is good at that. What? Business deal. We call it merger acquisition. 所以你必须要有一个 corporate lawyer have the ability to review your document, any document before you sign. Talk to them, show them the document, ask them, is there anything need to be changed? So their template is just a template. It's not a Bible. Say you cannot change. You will take that, talk to your lawyer, ask them to look at the language. Anything we need to change. They will say, yes, there's something we need to change, something I don't really like. I don't like something I see. I say, change it for us. And then once they finish change, they will say, can you send this one, represent us? Send this one directly to this potential partner. So they know you have somebody look after you. You are not just being there alone as such a pure researchers, and they can take advantage of you. So make sure that happen before you do it. And so never sign a 2-year CDA. At least negotiate 8 years. Okay. That's why I want to make sure. What is your first indication? So how to position yourself? If before you go out to talk to people, 一样就是说，我们讲到说你的怎么去选题 ，business development 也是一样。 你在出去跟人家谈之前，你要知道你的定位点在哪里。所谓定位点在哪里是说 ，What do you want to talk to them? What kind of outcome you expect? 你是要找一个，你是想要 out-licensing the molecule， 还是你想要找 co-development partner？ 你希望他们怎么付你钱？你想要什么样的 royalty？ 你想要多少的 cash out front？ How much funding you are looking for? How much money you are looking for? How much funding you are looking for to support to which stage of development? You need to ask yourself the question first. You need to know what you are asking for before you go out to talk to people. Because nobody is going to tell you, oh, I think you should do that. Like me. Because I will tell you because I'm not your partner. Because I don't have money to give you. But you need to know what you are asking for. You need to know if I want to finish the preclinical stage. I want to finish phase 1. Get safety and efficacy data. In this indication, how much money I need. Because the first thing they want to know, they really want you to know, to tell them when they meet. They want to know why you want to talk to them. What kind of company you are. What kind of molecule you have. Why it's so good. And what do you want from them? How much money you want? So a lot of times, sometimes you will feel they are pretty rude. They will say, so how much money you are asking? They will ask, they want you to know directly because they know they are the investor, they are the VCs. You will not want to talk to them. You are not coming to ask for money. You are not just coming to make friends. Okay? So you need to know what you want before you go out, okay? And then you know what you want to prepare your documents, business package. So what you do, you have enough scientific evidence to support your decision to choose one indication. I will talk about that in the morning already, so I'm not going to talk about that. Does that regulatory business environment support your indication? And you answer better to be yes and yes. And then you will tell them, say, because I know yes and yes, but I need the money, and I need 20 million. Tell them all front. And this 20 million is 12 million is going to be in preclinical to phase 1, including the CMC. And then 8 million is going to help me to finish the phase 1. And then later on, I will bring my data to find the co-development part. And you need to let them know how do you going to exit their deal, because create a return to them. Because when you talk to them, they say, okay, 20 million, that's fine, we can afford that. But as a return, 2 years, I want to see a return 2 years later. It means 2 years later, you need to find a co-development. You need to have a deal signed with co-development partner to take your data, bring them to the next stage of development. Not say you take their money and then just, I just do my studies, like FDA, the government give you the grant and never really ask you, what you do have to do as a return. No, they ask something for return, okay? So we talk about this one. Now we need to make sure scientific evidence and environment, they can support your claim and your position, okay? What is the business environment? 我今天早上也讲过，所以我就不再多说。一样，这是不要再多说。也就是说，我从这边就是说，我们必须要知道说 ，where is the disease intersection point？ 因为你要跟他讲说，你跟 investor 讲说 ，Oh, I'm interested in non-small cell lung cancer。他说 It's very crowded already. What are you going to do with that？ 那我就说 ，Okay, wait a moment. Let me tell you what I'm going to do with that, because it's a unique target. Because so we have our data, preclinical data shows I can intercept the disease into this stage before they go into the fragmentation the fragmental disease treatment process. So I will be able to get into the market really early. Or I would say, I found I have a combination study with some of the existing drug, the current standard care, the best standard care, best treatment options, and I found I have a synergetic effect. So, and I also found the patient failed I use the tumor cell line to do a study. Find the cell line is not responding to the drug, but treat with my drug. I found the tumor shrink in my in vivo model. So here's my opportunity. So I want you to spend money to invest me. Here is the promise. Okay. So you need to have the opportunity to show them that. So before you go out, I have talked to you about that already. You need to first know what's your first indication. You need to know everything. What's your story look like? What do you want? How much money you want? How are you going to return the money? You need to have all that, and you are ready to go to talk to people. If you don't have that, don't go out. Okay. So they want to know exit strategy. They want to know how they are going to get their money back. Because usually those VC, they expect their money have 8 to 10% money return in 2 years. Can you promise that? Okay. What form the collaboration? What kind of business partnership terms and condition? What you are looking for? Because when you go to a discussion, you want to know it's going to be a negotiation process. You need to know what is your bottom line? How much are you willing to give? Or you will have to play the hard ball. You have to play the hard ball. You are not going to yield. You will say, no, we cannot do that. So it means we cannot partner together. You need to know when you need to leave the table, because you don't have it's kind of lower than your bottom line. Okay. So business development meeting. So initial contact, personal network, and if you have a merger acquisition company, the lawyer, actually they can help you to establish the relationship to some of the VC, the bank, or the investors, because they have people. In business person, they say, I have some actual money. I'm really looking for an opportunity to invest. And they can help you establish the connections. The BD agency, there's some BD agents, their life just like going after those small companies. They will just help them to they are the broker. Basically, they help you to introduce somebody to you to talk to. And if they deal happen, they can get a 10% to 20%. And since even 30% of that deal. If you say you have 300,000, you ask for 20 million, guess what? 2 million is going to the person. So that's the BD, the agency and consultant introductions. The web search and calling directly. And sometimes the VC, somebody heading the VC. You're just trying to ask friends to help you to have establish connection and get 15 minutes with the person to talk to the person. The conference, there are a couple major conferences. Is very good for networking if you don't know anybody and you don't have money to pay somebody to look for the collaboration partner for you. Something like Bio. So we have Bio Taiwan, we have Bio Asia, we have Bio in the US, in the global Bio. And that was always, actually is in June this year, June 19th to June 23rd this year. And it's a really good opportunity to get to know a lot of people. Also, there's in November, and there's called BEEF. It's a Bio Investor Forum. There's another opportunity. Also in February and March, there's some CEO meetings. And then if as a startup company CEO, you will go to the meeting trying to meet everybody, and they will help. You will be the company, the conference website. They will have a list of attendees and also a list of invitee companies and the VCs list, and they have their direct contact information. They also have website. You can 有点像是那个 TRPMA， 它有那个技术平台，就是帮助你连线。所以你基本上就是在线，你进入那个平台之后，你就直接 request for meeting during beef during bio 的时间。然后，可是你那时候你要怎么去决定说 who you want to invite, want to talk to？ 就是另外一个问题，就是说 what are you going to talk to? You need to make decision。所以当你就是 register， 你要说你去 bio 或者是 register， 你 register 之后呢，你也会得到一个，你就有一个权利可以就设立一个 company website， 在他们的那个的 meeting website 里头，去 introduce your own company。And also, there's a place you can make meeting. You can see those VCs information, who's in contact, the VC, what kind of VC it is, what kind of funding they have, where is the funding coming from, what kind of fund they have, and what kind of project, what kind of size of project they usually fund for, what kind of therapeutic area they are interested in, and how much money they usually give. So a lot of companies, some of the companies, they will say, we only fund the big company, the late stage, because our fund, we only want to invest $100 million plus size project. 有一些 company 就是说, we have about 500 million. And we like to fund a project between 2 to 20 million of size of the project. 有些人他就说 we only like to fund the preclinical stage of project. You are the incubator. And funding usually is 500,000. So you need to know what kind of funding they are willing to provide. So you will go to individual VC site. Then in the conference website, they have those information available. Your BD person, or if you are a project manager / BD, do that. Do all the studies, find out what they are able to support. Knowing, again, I was saying, you need to know what you want. You want a co-development partner, or you just want money. How much money you want? If you want 10 million, you are not going to ask people to meet. If that is just an incubator, the biggest funding they can give is 500,000, because what's the point to talk about? They cannot. That's a peanut what you want, and comparison to what you want. Or the company, they're only interested in the big funding, for late stage project, 100 million plus. You are not going to ask a question. You are going to ask meeting with them because they will not want to talk to you. You just waste your time because you only ask for 10 million. So you need to know which one, and then you decide how many people you want to meet. You go to the website, send out the meeting request, and then I would say good 50% of the time you will get a response, or 30% to 50% of the time, because if they are really looking for something to fund, they will be interested, and you are in the right indication, right disease area, right size of project, they will want to talk to you because they want to put their money somewhere to grow. And you are their opportunity. So you make that, and you call them, and then you make the contact and make the appointment and meet with them. Subsequent follow-up email and meeting once you meet, and later on I will talk about that. Due diligence term sheet meeting. I'm not going to touch that because it's too much to talk about now. And it's too far away from you, I think, at this moment. A non-confidential information, what we are going to prepare for that 15 minutes coffee hour. One-page product overview, executive summary, company brochure, a pamphlet, this big, or something you can carry, easy to see. Your 2 minutes elevator speech, Okay. White paper non-confidential data slide deck, 10 to 20 slides. No numbers. What I mean is no data. You have pictures to show disease after treatment. Tumor shrink, that's the best. But there's no number. Tell them, say, oh, this is in this mouse. You will say this mouse. You are not going to tell them, so, oh, I inject these molecules, and how many days later, blah, blah, blah. And so this data shows. And then we are not showing that detailed data, but showing, say, before, after. Have you seen the commercials? It's like a before, after, and picture is very pretty. Okay, that kind of data you will show. Non-confidential information. And then later on they will say, oh, that looks very interesting. You want to talk more? Would you like to sign CD? Let's sign CDA first, and then we will talk more. Okay. One pager. What kind of information need to be included in the one pager? It's including, if it's a molecule, you want to say what kind of molecule it is, of course, first of all. And then you want to say its potential. You want to say why is it special? It's so special about that. What you are looking for, and your contact information. Okay? Non-confidential information, 10 to 20 pages. Company background pipeline, purpose of the meeting, description of the opportunity, contact information. 一定有 contact information, only one person, email and phone number, company name. Features, preclinical data, clinical data, market data, indications, development plan, desired outcome. Desired outcome 是什么? What I'm position myself, what I'm looking for to this meeting, how much money I'm looking for, and to support which stage of development, and what's the outcome I expect. Return, as a return. Well, I expect 2 years later, I'm going to have safety efficacy data, early efficacy data, and I am also finding a co-development partner. That's your outcome. Because they need to know when they get in, when they can get out. Okay? White paper. Sometimes white paper really help. It's 3 to 5 pages business pitch with non-confidential information. And instead of 20 slides, sometimes you can just give them white paper and information including what are you good to you requiring potential comments. If you have any questions, if you can get a meeting, is it good to be used when you cannot get a meeting? You can say, oh, I understand you are very busy at this time and you don't have time to meet with me in this conference, but can I send you my information, 3 to 5 pages white paper to them with my information, non-confidential information to attract their attention. And then say, once you send it out, say, call them, email them 1 week after, say, do you have any question for us? Can we set up a meeting now? Okay. Feature, that's all the information will be included. I'm not going forward, but just here's something for you to think about it. That's what we are going to discuss. Here's one exercise, and I want to show if we can go to. So if you go to a conference, there are a couple different ways. The conference will provide opportunity. One is you put a conference request, the meeting request, have a 15 minutes or 30 minutes a meeting request, and you will have your slide deck ready to meet with them. But a lot of times, there's the other opportunity in the conference, you can get your money out. That attending the conference actually is quite expensive. It's about usually one conference when you attend, if you are in academic, the conference register is about 700 to 1,000 per person. If you are the company, a small company, you are paying about 2,000 to 3,000 for per person for the conference. So you need to know, and so they make it really worth of your money if you know how to use it. There's the other opportunity besides one-on-one meeting is called a company presentation, company showcase. So 也就是说 you have 20 minutes or 30 minutes of time. You can present your company, even one product or your pipeline or your technology platform. And how are you going to present, and then how are you going to prepare for it? Okay. 所以你要是去 company 的那个，就说去 company showcase, what are you going to present? 你会准备一个 one page for everybody in the meeting because it's open, it's a public forum. 所以你就是会，这是一个很好的，我觉得这是一个很好的 example。这是美国 Wistar Institute， 它的当初呢，我会说就是 Centocor， 现在是 One Part 的 Janssen， 他们当初有一些 molecule 出来，就当初出来的话，他们也是从 Wistar Institute 出来的，他们非常在 immunology 非常强的一个 institute。基本上，他这边这是最近，这是去年这个他们这个 group， 他们基本上有一个 EBV 的那个 virus 的那个的 new molecule 啊，所以他有一个 treatment molecules against EBV， 所以他们这个我就不要进入细节的部分，而我要让大家看的是这个 structure，OK， 你给大家看的是说。Why what you are coming to talk to people about? What is the executive summary? What is your target? What is therapeutic the strategies? One paragraph. What's your preclinical data or the clinical development strategies? What you are looking for? What you are working on? And the next one, go to the next page. Our goal to come to talk to you in this meeting is 3 points, no more than 3 points, okay? We want to talk about regulatory clinical trial strategies. This one, when they come to this setting, they are asking for advice for their development plan. But if you are a company, you have a molecule you want to sell, you want to say, here is I have this molecule. We have this data already. We are looking for the funding to support us for finish the preclinical studies, submit IND, start a phase 1 to get and all the way to safety and efficacy to get, hopefully we can get early efficacy data. And our goal, second one, I will say, we are looking for co-development part. We are looking for the seed funding. The first one, I would say that our goal is that we are going for that. Second one, the funding we are looking for. At this stage, we are looking for the seed funding. How much? And the third one, subsequently, we are looking for co-development partner to finish the trial. Hopefully, we can establish co-development partnership in 2 years upon the phase 1 study data. 所以 put everything in simple 2 pages or 1 page in these papers when you go to this conference. Provide that to people. Okay. If we can go back. So that's is a 1 pager how you prepare that. Executive summary. I think this one is still a little bit long because it's 2 pages. The principle when you talk to the business people, and especially a lot of time they are CEO or the head of the companies, they don't have time. They need something they can finish reading in 3 minutes. So anything longer than 1 page, it testing them to figure whether they can finish the reading in 3 minutes, or you lose their attention. A lot of them they have ADHD, so. So just like, you know, and then because they have so many demand on different things. So they read 3 minutes, anything in 3 minutes they cannot finish, they move on already. You are not going to get their attention, okay? So the web base. So now we say, okay, now you get all the paper covered. You have slides. You have the 10 to 12, 20 slides. And then when you go to the meeting, make sure you prepare a hard copy. My suggestion is double-sided and 2 slides per page. And if you can make, you have money to spend, make color, that's fine. But if it's black and white, make sure the contract is clear, okay? When you go to the meeting, you bring your hard copy. How many copy in? Make sure whatever you hand it out, how many copy minus the number you hand it out, bring that with you. Nothing live in that room, because that room is not yours. Okay. So we go to the web-based secure validation digital room. It's when we send once we send the CDA, and we will start exchanging information. I know in the past business practice is we do the email. A lot of times say, oh, we'll just send you the email. And the most of the time I will do is I will just lock. I will just set a password, you know, and send an email, then send them through email. And as the technology is improving, and you have to know, the email is not really that safe anymore. And your information, once out of your hands, they can do anything about that. So what we will do is take one step further. Is there's online available, the company they run the secured digital room. They are online, the web-based. They can be by the cloud or whatever is fine. But what but most important is their system is secure and they are validated by bank, because they has been used, the room has been used for the major mergers, acquisitions, and the information. They have really good setting is how to control the information that your partner is going to see. They can control, go to the point is they set the time. If you say your partner, they are going to see your, once you send the CDA, they say they are going to see the information. You give them a month. They can see online by giving them a password and login information. 30 days, time's up. The password and login information no longer work. And the document disappear. They cannot see that anymore. Also, the file go to a point, they can control, go to a point, is you cannot copy. They cannot save by any way. They cannot even take a picture. That's how much control you will have. So you will rent that digital room before you go. You know you are going to, or before you finish the signing of the CDA, you will rent a room, put in the information, you agree, you are going to show them. And everything showed only through that room. So you are not sending anything through the email, because whatever out of your in the outbox or in sandbox, you have no control over. So that's really important. And here is here is a folder. If you do the due diligence, here's your information you need to have. You will have a folding. You have a folder system, and you will say in your e-room or whatever you have information, how you organize information. You have 1 dash introduction, 2 dash preclinical, 3 dash clinical, 4 dash manufacturing, 5 dash in your IP, because you will show for due diligence, you want to show them, you have to show them your IP as well. 6 legal, and 7 regulatory, 8 publications, whatever you have, and also including reference documents, whatever, to support your story. So those information need to be there, and then you will share with them through validated, secured digital room. They are expensive to rent, so don't rent it too early if you don't have people to show. But make sure you know where you can rent, and you basically they will rent by 6 months or 12 months, the period of time, how much money. Basically, I think is what I know is about couple thousand dollars American dollars per 6 months or something like that, and depends on the how big the room you want to rent, how many gigabytes, how many megabytes. If you have R&D or you have in the later stage of development, you have bigger of the you have more data, you need to a bigger room, and that all determine the price what you are going to spend. Business conference, again, this is true. I just mentioned, and here's their website, so you can get that. You have those information. Do I have provided to you? Sorry, that's a new slide. Later on, I will have the organization send you the information. If that's okay. Okay. 所以你有大家的 information， 那是你就是报名的都可以给，没关系。Yeah. Okay. How to select VC？ 我刚才已经讲过，所以就不用讲，这就是刚刚。Okay. Business development meeting， 我刚刚也讲过了，所以就不用讲。How to manage conference partner meetings？ Okay. So register， 我刚刚也讲过了 ，from Taiwan or US。Build a company profile， 然后基本上这些 conference 你去参加的话，你不能是一个 academic， 就是说它基本上是你必须是一个 company。OK。Request present a slot, reserve a presentation slot as a private company, and a 15 minutes corporate the presentation slot。基本上一个 rule of thumb， 我基本上会希望安排在早上。The time slot， 我希望我会拿到早上的 time slot。I will not try to get the last day slot because a lot of time people left already. First day, maybe okay. If there's a 2 days between first day and last day, those days I will choose. And then conduct one-on-one meeting, participate in information networking. Again, 2 minutes elevator speech. 甚至你去买一杯咖啡，在那边等啊，然后呢，咖啡很慢的，对不对？旁边那个人，他说 ，Hey, how are you? Where are you from? I say, Oh, I'm from there too. Or I say, I'm from Philadelphia. And so, what's your which company are you from? And then just kind of chit chat because this line is really slow. I don't know why. I guess everybody want to get a cup of coffee. And then so, oh, by the way, my company, I'm a startup company, and so I'm looking for partners. And then so, what do you do? And then say, and he would just, what did he do? And then he likely become some of the VC and say, oh, and then just say, oh, actually you are one of the company I'm looking for to meet. And so I say, can I talk to you a little bit about that when we are waiting for the coffee? 2 minutes, okay? Use your 2 minutes. Always say hello. You never know who you are going to run into, okay? Managing your time is the key, okay? Exercise 2, time management for the BD process. 那我想说 time management 在进入我有一个 spreadsheet， 你们大家都有那个 hangout。所以 partner meeting 我刚刚已经跟大家讲了，就是说，如果大家现在已经就是说现在57分，所以我讲完这个，就是说我希望可以跟大家讲一下，就是说你进入那个 meeting room， 你有是跟人家约到了。15分钟到30分钟的 meeting， 要怎么去 conduct yourself？ 我希望有大概，如果说大家可以的话，就再待个10分钟，好不好？我希望，因为那个真的很重要。我发现说，我们台湾的同事，我们都没有那个经验，那进去就傻傻的，真的是，我就觉得我就是真的很心急。OK， 所以我就想一下那个 partner meeting list， 所以就是说你是一个 project manager， 你刚开始去给他 conduct。 你挑的那些 partner， 你打了电话 email， 你就把他的名字写在这边。description 什么样的 company， 它是什么样的，是 VC 是什么样的 company， 它的 fund size 是什么，它的 projected fund the fund 对不起 misspelling fund size OK project fund size 是它本身多有钱 OK， 它基本上它可能说它有很多的不同的 investor 加入这个 fund， 这个 fund 可能就是500 million 或者是800 million， 那就是说你要知道说 VC 他们的钱都是 transient， 就是说他们一次这个 fund 进来8800，所以你动作要快，因为大家都想要那个800 one piece of the 500 million。那一旦500 million 用完，它发出去之后，它这个 VC 就 no longer take anything，don't take any partner， 因为它那个 fund 已经发出去投资了。它就是说，在2年之后，它可能就会另外有一个，然后它有一个 fund manager， 就是说它那个 VC 它的构造是这样子。所以你要知道说，然后他有兴趣的是哪一种 TA。TA 是 stand for therapeutic area， 还有它的 product interest， 他喜欢哪样的 drug 是 biologics 还有 small molecule， 或者是他喜欢 medical device， 他也有 CDA， 我们 sign 什么时候 sign CDA， 什么时候 sign NDA， 或者是我们还 review 它的 template。 Note which day, the date, what we talk about that. Or I send out an email invitation, and then I will say, and I will give from that day, I will plus 7 days, say follow up. Okay. So that's how you manage the information. You need to record everything you talk about. The same thing with you go to the meeting or you go to the presentation, company presentation. Which company who come in, exchange business card with you. They're asking what kind of question they ask. Those need to come into this information, these tables. You need to record and need to follow up. Say, thank you very much. That day, when you go back to your hotel room, it's not just go out party. It's very busy, actually. You have to start writing, scan all the business card, and write down, include information, what kind of information you exchanged, and then put the date a week later, or that night, send out email right away. Very nice talking to you, or very nice something, and then I acknowledge what you have exchanged, acknowledge what he said or she said what is going to happen next step, and I will follow up with you, see what's the next step. If you have information, you have any more question for me. And then follow up. Always follow up. OK， 你可以走到下一个 tab， 另外一个。你跟你的 team 在出去要开会之前，我说你要 positioning yourself. So here's a table. What you need to do. Do you have this information? I think you have. So here is telling you, say, you have the first revision non-clinical, non-confidential presentations package. You need to prepare, make sure the package is prepared. Your clinical strategy update. Your preclinical, non-clinical the data update, CMC update, IP update. Everything need to be in place. Okay, before you go out, what's your unmet medical need? You need to analyze what your position is. Prepare the package. And then you need to make sure you know what's your first indication by doing the SWOT analysis. That's a few months before you even prepare, before you finish you preparing your BD. You need to know what's your strategy, who you are, what you are looking for. Make sure you have those information. Can you scroll down? And make sure you had the first round of the meeting schedule available, and make sure you have that when you found determine which meeting you are going to, make sure you register early, so you can start doing the preparation, doing the study, which which one you are going to, which person, which company you are going to request for the meeting, and continue, etc., etc., etc. Here's a table you need as a project manager. That's why you need to manage with your team. Okay. Let's go back 2 slides. Thanks. Next. BD meeting preparation. 我刚刚讲过了，所以就是说 presentation. If you get a 30 minutes meeting time, make sure you utilize your time. You know what you are getting into, what you want to get out with. Okay. You prepare non-confidential information. Prepare your presentation slides. 我刚刚讲的 double-sided printing. You don't need to prepare. If you have a slide, you have a laptop, you have a touch screen, your tablet, you can do that. That's good. But always prepare. Make sure you have hard copy because sometimes your laptop maybe have problem. Okay. So have a hard copy, double-sided, 2 slides per page. Make sure your presentation time 15. If it's a principle rule of thumb is depends on how much time you get to have this meeting. 50% of time in presentation. Okay, and 15 minutes of time for Q&A. And what's the next step? So you need to have 2 people coming into the room together at a minimum. Your BD person responsible talking, project manager responsible recording. Everything has been talked. What kind of question has been asked? What's the next step? Okay, prepare a confidential access free. And then once we agreed with CDA exchange, make sure your lawyer read that, make any necessary change before you sign, okay? And make sure you have confidential access control digital room before you go, because a lot of time they want to move really quick. Because remember, 500 million, everybody want a piece of that. If you run slow, it doesn't matter how much they like you, they don't have money anymore, okay? Identify and contact VC, potential investors, set up one-on-one meeting that I talked about already. Next one. Next slide, please. Okay, do or do not. This is the partnership. Okay, do. Make sure you have at least 2 people go to the meeting. Make sure be on time. 5 minutes before the meeting. Standing outside the door. Because in the meeting room is in the conference, in the conference, is the meeting room that usually happen in the hotel. So what they do is take out all the furniture out of the hotel. They put a table in individual hotel room. So what they run is they run by half an hour. People will be outside. They have a ring the bells. It means the time to the next session start. The next session, previous session had to end. You really have the time here. So how to be on time? Why? Because that's your 30 minutes. You only have the 30 minutes. So if 30 minutes, you're standing outside the door, half an hour outside the door, and actually your people supposed to meet you, they will arrive around that time too. Usually they are pretty punctual. And so unless they forget, and that's the other case. So don't take it personally. If that happened, it happened. But make sure you be on time there. There's another group inside the room we're talking about with their deal. Time's up. Knock on the door. Open the door. Get them out. Really, don't wait. Be courteously. Just say, excuse me, it's our time. We have a meeting going to happen in this room. Get them out the door. Be very polite, but make sure your attitude is firm. Don't say, oh, I'm not quite sure. I don't want to interrupt them. No, it's your time. Knock on the door. Don't need to wait for the answer. Open the door. Because you are 30 minutes from that time to start. Okay. Once you get in, we introduce, exchange business card. 2 minutes. Everybody sit down. And take out your hard copy, ready to talk. So you talk, your PI or your business development person start presentation. Make sure half an hour, 50% of the time. And after that, they would they may interrupt you just asking the question. That's fine. But make sure you control the time. Project manager have to do that. Make sure always leave at least 10 minutes to have what's the next step or the Q&A. And then we exchange, then we say, oh, this one is interesting. What are you asking for? And we say, we're asking for 10 million. Okay. And then we will say, and we are also looking for, at Centon, we're also looking for the co-development partner for the next. And so we just keep everything going. But at this moment, we are looking for the seed money. That's why I would say very clearly. And but if you have anybody you know who is interested to be a partner with us, we would love to partner with. We are looking, at this moment, we open option for discussion as well. And so what's next? We will ask. And then we'll say, oh, we want to see more information. I say, so this says, so should we sign a CDA? And then that's a question, but is demand. And make sure you always have it. And then we'll say, oh, okay, that's good. And or they will say, can you send can you send a hard copy of this information to me? Say, okay, because it's non-confidential information. That's fine. And then we will say, and then you send it out that day, and you follow up a week after, and then you will say sign a CDA, and you will say, oh, if they say, oh, they sign a CDA, I say, should we provide? Do you have a template you can use? Or we can provide a template. And you will say, if they say, oh, we usually sign with the people with 2 years, I say, no, our institute say we use 5 years, a minimum, and 8 years, 10 years. Our standard is 8 years. Actually, I won't say 5 years. I will say our standard is 8 years. Okay, or I will say our standard is 10 years. And then we say, okay, we need to go back to talk about that. And then what's the next step? And so I will follow up with you next week, and let's continue that. And so do not make sure you bring your hard copy, sign the CDA before further discussion, wrap up the meeting with action recap and next step. And then night, go back to hotel room, say thank you. And whatever you promise, make sure you deliver that day. And whatever you recap, whatever you agree. Okay? You don't always say yes, okay? You will say, I need to talk to my managers, and we just need that our institute, our standard practice does 10 years. And then I will bring it back to talk to my lawyer, our attorney, and then see what they will agree to, and then we can talk more. And before you walk away, check your belongings. Don't leave anything behind, okay? Don't back off if they say no. Ask question in different way, okay? If they say, oh no, we are not interested in this, and I will say, so if we are interested in collaborate in different way, in this way, how will you be interested in? Don't just say, oh, okay, no, okay, thank you very much, and bye. Always try to refrain your questions, okay, until you're really sure they're really not interested in. Okay, the next one is don't panic if they are not engaging. Sometimes they are busy. When you are talking, they are not looking at you. There's no eye contact. It's okay, they are listening. And you just continue talking. Never stop until you finish your presentation and asking the questions. And they will look at you, okay? Don't panic if some logistics go wrong. And I can give you an example. I think Yongyu know. Last year when we go into the room, and we found we don't have enough chairs because we have more people than what chair. The room, they only have 4 chairs, but we have 6 people, something like that. So what are we going to do? And it's also the room has some problem. So we kind of come into the room and we start and we say, so I was there, so I told everybody, say, okay, we just continue. PI, and we just make sure 30 minutes is your time or you have. Start presentation. And I go out of the room, I go to find more chairs. And then but we have before that room there's some problem, so we start late. So what happened is I know we are missing 10 minutes in the beginning already, but we really need that 30 minutes. So what we are going to do is I'm trying to thinking about my plan B is I'm going to ask the partner, say, if we didn't have next meeting, he may be willing to stay for 10 more minutes. At the same time, I talk to the hosting organizations, say, can you find me another room? So they say, yes, we have another room for you. So we come back to the room with 2 chairs, and we continue finish presentation. They seem to like us. So always watching how they look. And they like us. They are interested in. And I would say, I understand the time is late. And because something out of our control, it's not because we come in late. If you are available in the next 10 minutes, can we invite you to go to the other room to continue this conversation? It seems that you are interested in, and we are interested. We're definitely very interested in. And then the person say, yes, I have time. So we move to the next. And then how much time we have? We have another 30 minutes. So always prepare and don't panic. Whatever happens, find the plan B. Here is a BD meeting. Here I'm going to talk about 5 minutes. I'm sorry. So quickly, go to the meeting. Actually, I talked about that already. That's why I was meeting simulation. Knock on the door on time. Get in. Start on time. Presentation 15 minutes. If you only have 30 minutes, 15 minute presentation. Make sure to catch up. What's next? And then follow up. That's all I have. Thank you very much.